Okay, so we're going to talk to you about Three's Company, the most famous hit show from the 70s, and the character of Lana, who fawned all over Jack, and Jack didn't want anything to do with her, and Mr. Furley, strange old Mr. Furley, really liked her. Like thought that was what everybody should have is a Lana. She's like voluptuous and she had big hair and big boobs. And anyways, Lana didn't like Mr. Furley because he was too old and too skinny. And Lana wasn't in that many places, but if you were going to find her, she would be at the Regal Beagle, which was the local bar and hangout and pick up place, and that's where Larry hangs out. I mean, sets on Three's Company, the living room of the threesomes apartment, and the kitchen, the Regal Beagle bar, and at least when the Ropers were on the show, the Ropers' apartment, which would probably be the same setup, a living room and a kitchen. It seems to be standard in sitcoms to have three sets. Pretty much the main set is the living room, the secondary set's the kitchen, and the third set is either the garage or maybe a bedroom, but bedrooms are very small to film in, so really not recommended, and so you don't want a bathroom either, too small. A basement. But yeah, that 70s show used the basement as the place where people smoked up. Um, but basically, that's basically what you're looking at. You don't want to have just one stage. Well, if that's all you have. But if you put a curtain up one third of the way across, then you could use that one third as a kitchen stage, and the other two thirds could be the main living room stage. And at least you get a place where you can go and you can have a private conversation. And that's the use of having the second room. The third room is, well, it's off campus. The living room and the dining room are together. Living room, dining room slash kitchen are well. I mean the kitchen's well separated, but going off campus is really. I mean, maybe you're going to. I don't know. Film a shot somewhere. Could be in the car traveling. It's just something that's outside of the house. So that when you get bored with that shot, you can always say, "Well, okay, well, we're going home. We're going back to the main set." So, and that does give you a reason to, because sometimes maybe you just need something to change and you need to get out of that living room kitchen setup and go someplace and then go and have something and then come home and then you've filled their day up and it's not so boring as being stuck in the same room all day long looking at the same four walls. But if you have to look at the same four walls, then it's good to imagine, Three's Company and, what you would change. And the question is, well, what would you do with Lana? Because, Jack just not going for her because he has to play gay. And, well, that's part of the setup of the show. I don't know. It was homophobia, and you just couldn't have a male with two women as roommates because it was too sexually charged. So if you made the man queer, then he wasn't after the woman, and the women weren't after the man, and then everybody was happy. But then, it made Jack kind of a cuckold. In other words, well, for the beginning of the show, he was kind of coming on as trying to be straight, but in the end, I think he was a boy. I don't think he was really interested in sex at all. I don't know. Let's go with like a 10-year-old boy, Jack Tripper. That's probably, just where most men want to be in the end, anyways. A 10-year-old boy, like Bart Simpson, you're smart enough to know what's going on, and you're also smart enough to know that it's more fun to be 10 years old than it is to be 40. Well, isn't it? I don't know. Are we done? Is there anything else? No one wants to rebut and say 40 is better than age 10. No, I don't think so.